Alright, so in this video here I'm going to show you how to put my stirrup treads on a pair of new stirrups that I'm building. I've got the treads cut out there. Just going to soak them in water. I like to put them in my sink and let them get really wet. Then I'm going to go ahead and fit that tread around there. And mine are a little oversized. My pattern's a little bit oversized, so I always like to leave myself a little bit of room just in case I need to trim or whatever. It's always better to have a little bit more. And here I'm just making my center line and trying to get them both to where they'll meet up right in the middle. So as you can see there, I'm getting pretty close. I'm just trying to make sure that they meet and there's a little bit of a gap in between them. I don't want them to actually butt up together. I'm going to leave space for stretch as we pull that lace tight on the bottom. So now I'm taking a number 8 hole punch, and I just kind of eyeball this, and I put one on each end, one in the middle, and then one in the middle of each of those. Makes it real simple. And then just fold it back over on itself and mark the holes for the offside. Punch those holes out as well. Now I like to take my lace that I have and go ahead and pull it through some saddle soap just so that it slides through there well. Now on this lace I have a 1/2 inch bag punch on one end, and the other end is cut to a long taper. And so as you can see here, I'm going to pull that long taper in through. Then I'm going to line up that bag punch with the hole right behind it. I'm going to come around to the offside hole, come over and go over and through. And then when I come back through that bottom hole, I'm going to go through the bag punch and the hole. This just kind of locks down that end, and it's a good way to keep it from ever coming undone. And then I'm going to lace this all the way around and just kind of do it real loose. I don't want it real tight right now because I'm going to take the end, as you can see there, and slide it all the way out the other side. And that way I can pull that tread tight. I can pull that lacing tight and take that gap out that we left in between the ends of the tread as it came around. And while I'm doing this, it leaves the end of my lace kind of sticking out of one end, so we can pull that tight once it's locked down nice and tight. So now I've got that lace all nice and snug and everything, and the gap is gone, and the tread's nice and tight, and so now we just pull that end to where it's all the way out. And there I'm just making sure my tread is butted up together in the middle. Then I'm going to take a hammer and I'm going to pound down my lace and just make sure that it's as flat as I can get it. And on this stirrup here, you can see I've got a little bit of an overhang. Sometimes when you trim them, the ends they're not exactly the same width and things, so it's a real simple fix. I just kind of cut it off and then edge it and then give it a quick rub and just kind of get it slick, and I'll come back later with a paintbrush and put some dye over that just to kind of cover that mark up. But it makes the finished tread look perfect that way, so I don't really worry too much if they don't meet up perfectly. And so now I'll just take my hammer and handle and just kind of rub that stirrup tread. Just make sure it's smooth. Sometimes you'll get some wrinkles in there, and we just want it to look as smooth as we can, and it kind of gives it a shape. And so as it dries, it should suck down nice and tight, and the stirrup tread shouldn't move or walk around. And there's our finished tread.